and cycles from city A to city B at 18 km per hour and returns back from B to A at 12 km per hour. So A to B speed is 18 km per hour and B to A speed is 12 km per hour, right? Let the distance be x for going to from A to B. Therefore, can we say for this we need time A to B as distance by speed. So distance is x and speed is 18. And for this time we need is x by 12. That is distance by speed. For a distance by speed. Therefore total distance is 2x because going from A to B and coming from B to A. Therefore 2x. And total speed, total time taken is, we have already figured out, x by 18 plus x plus 12. Therefore, we know that average speed is total distance by total time. So total distance is 2x and total time is x by 18 plus x by 12. Now when you evaluate this, we get, so when we evaluate this, we get 14.4 km per hour. X will get cancelled out and what we get is 14.4 km per hour. Okay. Now second question says John is faster than Peter. John and Peter each walk 24 km. Sum of speeds of John and Peter is 7 km per hour. So let us first assume that John's speed is x and Peter's speed is y. Given to us, distance each covers is equal to 24 km. And hence, can we say that time taken by John is distance by speed of John and time taken by Peter is distance total and divided by speed. So distance by speed is time taken by each of them. Now one more information is given, that is sum of time taken by them is 14 hours. So can we say this plus this is 14 hours, right? So 24 by x plus 24 by y equals to 14. We have this information. Now it was also given to us that the sum of the speeds of John and Peter is 7 km per hour. This implies x plus y equals to 7. That is y equals to 7 minus x. So we have this and we have this, right? So from this, can we imply, if we put 1 in equation 2, we can say that 24 divided by x plus 24 divided by, we'll substitute y with 7 minus x and then we get 14. Now when we evaluate this, we'll get x as 4 km per hour and x was John's speed. Therefore, John's speed is 4 km per hour. Even if in the question we were asked Peter's speed, then we could from this equation extract y and then we would get Peter's speed. Let's go to the next question. Okay. So one day Ramesh started 30 minutes late from home and driving at 25% slower than the usual speed, reached the market 15 minutes late. So let us first start with the question. What it's saying that Ramesh has already departed 30 minutes late from home. Plus he drove 25% slower. it has resulted him in 50 minutes of delay. We are asked how much time in minutes does Ramesh usually take to reach the market from home. So we have to find the usual time. Now we will first extract that how much delay has this 25% slow caused. So this has caused delay of 50 minus 30 minutes, because 30 minutes already he was late for departing from home. Therefore 50 minus 30 equals to 20 minutes. So due to his slow driving, he is 20 minutes late. Now let us assume that initially distance is x. Time we'll figure out, and speed is 1. Therefore time is x. Now assuming the case which is said here, that is distance is x, but this time the speed is 25% less. 25% less is, if we have considered this 1, therefore 25% less than 1 is 0.75, right? Then time is x by 0.75. So this is initial time, this is final time, like for the case given here. Now can we say that since he is 20 minutes late for this time, then can we say that final time he took for this case is 20 minutes more than the initial time, the usual time he takes? So from this, if we substitute x by 0.75 equals 20 plus x. Now if we substitute x equals to 15 plus 0.75x. Therefore 0.25x equals to 15 and x equals to 60. Therefore 60 minutes. Option C. So Ramesh usually takes 60 minutes. Now given a person covers half the distance at 40 km per hour and the remaining half at 60 km per hour. So let us assume that total distance is x. Therefore, first half distance is half x. Speed is 40 km per hour. And for the second half, distance is again half x, because it is given half the distance. Okay. Speed given is 60 km per hour. Now time for this part. Can we say distance by speed, that is 1 by 2x by 40, and distance per time for this part is distance by speed, right? So this is x by 80 and this is x by 120. Now we have the times. We know the total distance is x. Now can we say that average speed equals total distance by time, right? So this implies x divided by x by 80 plus x by 120 results in 120x into 80. I've put this term up, and then 120x plus 80x, which gives me 120 into 80 into x, 200x. Now x will get cancelled. Evaluating 4. Therefore, we get 48 kilometer per hour. So, the average speed is 48 kilometer per hour. Coming to the next question. Two persons start from the same point on a circular track of 400 meter in opposite directions at 5 meter per second and 3 meter per second. When will they meet first? Okay. So now let us assume this is a circular track. This person is starting with 5 meter per seconds. Let us this here, right? 3 meter per second. When will they meet first? So this track is of 400 meters. Now we already know that S equals to ut. They do not have any acceleration, so S equals to ut. Now at what time? So t equals to S by u. Now for this person, time is 400, time is x by u. U is 3. And for this person, we'll get 400 minus x. Because the track is of 400 meters. We have taken this x. So 400 minus x divided by 5. 5 is the speed. Now we know that this has to be equal like the previous problem we just encountered. This has to be equal, right? Wherever they meet, they'll meet somewhere here, right? So at this point, both of their time will be equal, like at 5 seconds or at 7 seconds, they'll meet. So the time is equal. So can we say that 6-3 equals to T5? T3 equals to T5. Therefore, x by 3 equals 400 minus x by 5, which implies 5x equals 1200 minus 3x, which is 8x equals to 1200. That is x equals to 1200 by 8. That is 4 2s are and 4 3s are 12. 0 0. This is 150. So this is 150. Therefore, x is 150. So this will be 150 and this whole area will be 250. Right? So what was the question? When will they meet first? Now to find the time, when will they meet first, we can get from here T3 equals to 150 by 3. That is 3 5s are 15 and 0. Therefore, at 50 seconds, they will first meet.